Sunday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you are going to get the chance to get these awesome Purely sleeves over here from our friends at Sleeve Chief. Now remember, discount code MCO40 works for anything on the website, so if there's something that you've seen on there that you actually want to pick up, you can use discount code MCO40 and save on your purchase. And these look gorgeous. Let's pass on over to MarketWatch, shall we? MCO40. You know, there are always so many things that, I should smash the living crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more awesome content. There are so many things on the market that you take a look at in terms of price and you're like, is that something I should actually consider picking up? You know, have these cards hit price points that maybe it's worth considering picking up? We got a couple of interesting little ones here to talk about. The first one is adding our Ignister Provenance here. You know, these are $17 right now for Unlims, and there's a little bit of movements starting to happen with this, but you gotta ask yourself, if you're looking at these, if I'm looking at $19 for these, and you know, there was a time where these were 30 plus, and you know, if you're planning on playing any of the new Pendulum stuff with the Magispector inclusion package, you know, since this is a Draco Slayer, you do kind of ask yourself, is this something that I want to pick up in terms of collectability for the extenders and whatnot? I don't really have an answer for you. I think it's definitely worth considering when you're looking at the lower price points of things, because holy moly, you're just, when you see things at underneath double what they were. Same thing here with the Magister Paladins, the Ascending. You know, I see that we've got a little bit of a bump up here. You can get Unlims for $12 at this point in time. I know, Robbie, you want the first edition stamp on your cards. They make you feel like a cool investor. $20, $15, $14. You can get a light play here for $13 frickin' dollars. Get a French Unlim here for $14. It's actually pretty cool. Another light play here for $15. Once again, it just comes down to, am I going to consider playing, you know, these pendulum piles? You know, are these things that I actually want to be able to have fun with, or is this something that I'm not really too interested in at the end of the day? But you've got a lot of consideration. Speaking of little fun things to pick up, I mean, I understand that the Odd Eyes Pendulum Graph did just get the reprint, but screw the Ultra. I want the cool Secret Rare. You know, you're telling me that I can pick up this old Bolt card at $2 and I can have this for the Novox deck. Okay, seems pretty good to me. I still think that this card is probably by far one of the better ritual support cards that we got, because then this thing toggles into the Odd Eyes Vortex Dragon and you just laugh at your opponent. Speaking of, by the way, I don't know, does this look interesting to you? I remember when Odd Eyes Vortex Dragons were just crazy in price. I see that we just saw a first hit move for the $35 mark, which is a wee little bit interesting. It's $18 for Unlim, $18, $19. You head on up to the $20 price point here at this stage. But is this worth it? Honestly, if you're planning on playing, once again, you know, one of the decks that can actually interact with this, you know, hey, you want to beam this out off of, you know, the Pendulum Graph via the Negate, congratulations. Now you're probably going to have an additional Negate loaded on up as well. This is something that I've been playing on the Silent Force deck. It's actually been pretty good. I've been testing out the list from Lithium, and the one little ritual guy to be able to toggle into this after burning through a possible Negate on the opponent is really good, especially if these are underneath $20 at this point in time. I'd grab one just to have. You never know in terms of what Konami's doing for, you know, ratios and things. This is just, it's a Negate. It's always going to be semi-decent. Bambukis. Oh boy. $20, $16. You know, the Kieran hype is crazy real. The sad thing about Kieran, though, is, you know, I'm seeing all these people pick these up. So many people like, yes, Kieran's. This is amazing. The problem here is, it's probably going to get a hollow printing later in its life. You know, if the OCG is really going to bring this back and then the TCG follows suit here, you do got to ask yourself, you know, maybe we do need to consider, hey, maybe not buying this one is the best idea. But I mean, once again, people want to get ahead of the curve. They don't want to wait for a reprint. I don't know where they would reprint it at this point in time if the TCG were to bring it back outside of an OTS pack. So that's something to kind of think about. Saphira, the Queen of Dragon. For the price point that these are, as far as testing goes, I've only played one of this. If you're planning on playing Silent Enforcers as, some sort of deck, these aren't a terrible pickup, to be completely honest with you. $25 all the way around is not bad. Especially just as a nice little piece that you can toss on into your deck and go, hey, we can have a little bit of fun with this. The cost of blinging out one card is not entirely terrible. Now, obviously, there was a time where these were $5, which is very unfortunate because, had you been here at that point in time, you would have got massively rewarded for it. But, it's okay. Ground Xenos. These continue on a very interesting path. Love the fact that somebody spent $30 for one. But then I come on down here and I'm like, but they're 20, 20, 21, 21, 23, 25. The cheaper listings are populating on this card. It's not like that this card is incredibly bad. It's just the dinosaurs at this point in time are not exactly in the greatest shape. There's nothing wrong with that yet again. You have all these players out here that do want this card to get cheaper so they can pick it up. I understand, all right? Trust me, dinosaur stuff getting a lot more accessible for players would make a lot of the dinosaurs happy. Dark Magician from Battles of Chaos. What in the world happened back here? $80, $75, $80, $74, $75, $76, $80. What in the world did I miss back here that caused this card to go down from the 100 price point that we had? There are so many cheap versions of these now on the market that you can pick up. Congratulations. You may as well at this point just wait a little bit longer and maybe they'll hit. I mean, you're already down to 74. You could see these go underneath $70 if you were, wanting to pick up one just as a collector's piece at this point in time. But this is genuinely interesting, just seeing the absolute dip fest. The Crimson King structure deck. For what these are, you can get them for $10 shipped to your front door at this point in time. For a structure deck, that's not terrible, actually. I understand that people, look at structure decks right now and they're like, ew, structure decks. But the reprints typically are pretty decent in these styles of products. Making sure that you can have fun with these is, it's not too bad. All right, Relinquished Animal. Yeah, this is something I'd consider having at least one of right now, depending on what sort of extra deck you want to play. You can get secrets right now for $2. Ultras are going to cost you $4. I love the fact that the Ultras essentially double the price of the Brothers of Legend reprint Secret Rare, and we all know we're playing the Secret Rare. Advent of Adventure, $3 for the Battle of Chaos. I love the fact that the reprint down here is officially at the 85-cent mark, and people kind of look around and they're like, I don't understand. Like, what's the point of this? You want cheap budget cards so you can go play your Flaunderies deck and get your invite. Ghost from the Past, a Second Haunting. These bottomed out at $56. They've actually rebutted back up to $70, actually, as of filming this, which is very surprising, actually. $72, $75. A lot of people, a year and a half later, the set is actually recovering. It's not at $100 yet, but we're getting places. It's doing a little bit better. Sphere Modes, the Ghost Rares. I still like checking in on this card, just seeing how things are going. 40, 32, and 45. 39, 40, 43. Yeah, these are going on up. Okay. And then the tarantulas, these are still up at $8. This is still one of the most hilarious things that we've seen in the game, at least in the modern era, was the fact that these shot up. And they are recovering, don't get me wrong. I think it's good that we are seeing that price tip down here. But this card should have never gone up at the rate it did. But once again, I mean, you're seeing the repopulation happening here with 56 of these back on the market today. So that is everything that I have for today's market. What do you guys think about the little interesting things that are kind of floating around back here? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. See your beautiful faces back here later today, guys. Peace out. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.